Kirete Hapantes. Okay, I'm so sorry I wasn't able to upload anything for Easter Sunday, for Orthodox Easter, but I was busy actually celebrating it. So let's have a look what we're going to do today. Okay, so we got a verse 2, and we go on to verse 3. So it will take slightly longer. Let's have a look. So, treke un kai erketai prosimone petron kai pros ton alon mathetin hon ephile ho Jesus. Alright, why don't we just go from there and we'll save the rest until later. So we first of all got the subject is still Mary Magdalene, who we had in our last video. So Maria he Magdale. So we got, so she runs. So I think we covered this in our last video, that often when we have the present tense, we really mean the past tense. It's talking about the past, what's going on, not what's going on now. Although, if you go to an Easter service, possibly they have a passion play or something like that. Alright, so what trek here is related to our word Star Trek. Trek. So trek here is she runs, she ran. Okay, and erketai, we've seen that word before. She came. Now, unlike in English, we can have erketai meaning both she came and she went. So whichever is most appropriate to the situation. To, now we know that word is a preposition, it takes the accusative case. So we've got simona. So that is enough to tell us, I'm not sure if I've done another video on this, this is third declension accusative. Got to be accusative. So we've got Simona. To Simon. Okay, Petron. Called Peter. So, okay, we got the word petrify, so that has to mean turning into a rock, something like that. So Simon the rock. Okay, so yeah, sounds like a wrestler, but it's not. Simon the rock. And to the other Matheten. So we've got Alon, that looks like it's going to be kind of like a second declension. And then we've got Matheten, which is going to be, well, I think it's going to be first declension, but it's going to be accusative as well. And we can tell that by the new ton, Alon, Matheten. Okay, great. To the other, now Matheten is related to our word mathematics, but we've got the word disciple, student. Hon, now that's a relative pronoun. It agrees in number and gender, but not necessarily in case. It does here. Whom, for a different reason. Whom ho Jesus, Jesus, okay, used to love. We got the imperfect there. Ephile. Now you've probably heard this about Koine Greek, that there are a couple of words for to love. So we've got phileo, which is the idea of close friendship. Now no doubt, at least from tradition, Jesus likes all of his disciples, but even Judas. Okay, so this is kind of not unusual, but it's kind of a theme in the book of John. The disciple whom Jesus loved. Now some people speculate, okay, first speculation will be that will be John himself. Okay, second speculation, which makes no sense, literally no sense here, would be that it's Mary Magdalene. We can see the alon has to be, okay, masculine. Okay, alright. Anyway, and the hon has to be masculine as well. Whom Jesus used to love. I don't think we can come up with any definitive answer here, but it's someone he particularly liked. Okay, either in the 12 or outside of that. And legge, so still the same subject, still Mary Magdalene. She, okay, said to them. Autois is going to be dative case. So what the legge is literally present tense, but we'll translate it as though it's some kind of past, because it's a narrative. She said to them, Now we're going to expect here, okay, some actual past tense verbs. And here we got one. So let's read through this. So we've got eran ton kurion ektumem nemeu. Saw that last time. Kai uk udamen pu eteken aton. Okay, let's do that. So we have they took. Now there are some translations where you would see that translated as they have taken. So literally aorist tense. So they took. So I think it's kind of case of realization this happened in the past. Whereas the perfect tense is for something that happened in the past with a result in the present. So we could use the perfect here, but we haven't. Or they haven't, the person who wrote the gospel. So they took ton kurion, the Lord. The Lord ek, so we've got a preposition, and that will take the genitive case. So often in Greek, if you have movement away from or out of something, you have the genitive case. They took the Lord, meaning his body, because it is Easter, out of the, we had this word before, memorial or tomb, something like that. And got the second one. Uk oidamen pu ithekan auton. So we've got this word oidamen. We can see from the men that that's got to be a verb. It looks like it's going to be aorist as well. But this is an irregular verb, which we see all too often in Greek, and occasionally in Latin too. And even though you've got a perfect form, it will have a present meaning. We do not, so we can see from the MN, it's got to be we. We do not know. We've got pu, which is not a rude word. We do not know where. They etekan. Different kind of verb there. It's definitely going to be aorist, but it's going to be a me verb, which we might do in another video. We don't know where they put him. Etekan auton. Okay, let's have a look. And let's go on to the last part of the verse. So we've got 3, the first part of that. There is a second part. Okay, we've got ex elten un ho Petros kai alos mathetes kai erkanto esto nemeon. Alright, great. So we got, first of all, we got un, post positive. So that means it comes second word in a phrase or sentence. Second word, not first. So we got so, therefore. Okay, ho Petros, Peter. So Simon who's called Peter. And the other disciple. Okay. Ex elthen. Now that's a compound verb. So we might recognize the elthen. That's going to be the aorist of to come or to go from erkomai. Okay, we got so. Okay, Peter and the other disciple left. So we got the ex. So like ek. So that's kind of prepositional meaning they went out of. Now we don't know where they were. They were just somewhere they were hanging out. And they went out. They left. And almost there we're finishing off. We've got the air konto. Estom nemeon. Now this is an interesting word. So if we look at this, the first thing we think of, and we'd be wrong, is that has to be some kind of form of arko or arkomai to rule or to begin. But it's in fact not. So this is from erchomai or erchomai, and this is going to be an imperfect form because the aorist we saw up here is going to be erthen. Got that there. So erchonto. They came. They went. Whichever makes most sense. Maybe they went. So they left and they went into, got the ace. So this has the idea of, okay, we could use pros, but pros has the idea of going towards something, but maybe not as your final result. The ace is final result. They went to the tomb. That's the way it's mostly translated. Maybe into the tomb. Alright, that's all we got time for today. So we'll say Kia rete, and we'll say once more, Happy Easter.